All right. Let's jump into this deep dive. Today we're going to check out this band, the Hairy Durdles.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, you know them.
Sure, definitely.
What do you think about like their whole YouTube thing?
Well, it's interesting. I think
Yeah,
it's cool how they're obviously like a family band, but it's not.
yeah. It's not like the Osmonds or something.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
they're kind of like, "Reh."
Kind of punk.
Yeah, there's like a punk edge.
Yeah. And even some metal.
Definitely like a heavier, a heavier sound.
But then there's like this funk.
Yeah, they're not afraid to experiment.
Yeah. And then they'll like throw in the skateboarding too.
Yeah, that's a whole other layer. Yeah.
It's like they're making like like they're documenting their life.
Yeah, it's very authentic. Like
Yeah.
they're inviting you into their world.
And like embracing all these different things instead of just being like, we are a punk band, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's what makes them interesting.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to fit into any one box.
Yeah, like their 500 subscribers video.
They were talking about that, like just embracing all these different things they love.
Yeah, they basically said authenticity is their niche, right?
Right.
Which is kind of cool when you think about it. Because in a world where everyone's telling you to niche down and...
You got to be the algorithm.
Exactly. Yeah, find your little micro niche. It's almost like they're going against the grain.
So do you think that works?
I don't know. That's the big question, right? It's definitely interesting.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, like can you be successful if you don't play the algorithm game?
Because it's like the algorithm can't... I don't know. Maybe it can't quantify.
It's a
but
genuine article.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to say. But it's something we see a lot these days, right? People trying to figure out how to be authentic online and if that's even possible.
Right. And they talk about their family a lot, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like their about page.
Yeah,
It tells a story.
definitely.
It's not just like,
here are the members.
yeah. And like, Joe plays the drums.
Yeah, it's more personal than that.
Yeah. So, like, you find out that, like, their daughter, she plays lead guitar, but she's playing her dad's old guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they call it Bluey.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Their grandfather's bass.
Mm.
Like, he's playing this bass, like, back in New Orleans,
Mm.
like jazz clubs and all that.
Wow, that's history right there.
And then their youngest son is, like, learning the guitar.
It's like this whole musical legacy.
It is. It's like literally family ties binding the music.
It's very cool.
And you can feel that. You can feel that in the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not just the music, you know? It's like that whole community they're building.
Oh, totally. Like their 500 subscriber update.
Yeah.
They're so pumped.
You were so excited.
Yeah, it felt genuine, you know? Like they weren't just in it for the numbers.
Yeah. It did feel like more than just a number on a screen.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of their appeal too, like those skateboarding videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about being like a pro skater or anything.
Right. It's just for fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just about like the joy of it.
That's so cool because then it's like anybody can relate.
Exactly. Like you don't have to be a musician or a skater or whatever it is they're into. You can just appreciate
The vibes.
yeah, the vibes.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're just passionate about life.
Yeah. And I think that like
Yeah,
it makes people feel like part of something.
absolutely. And that brings up a good point. Like, how does this community they're building differ from those like more metrics-driven channels? You know, the ones that are all about the algorithm.
Right. Like chasing views and subscribers.
Yeah. Is it more sustainable? Are they building something deeper?
I mean, it seems like it
It does, but it's hard to say for sure.
because they're doing things differently.
They talk about it,
right?
right?
Like their whole organic growth strategy.
Yeah, and they're not even monetized yet.
Which is kind of crazy in this day and age.
It is. It's like they're saying, hey, we're just here because we love it.
Yeah. And if people want to come along for the ride.
Hop on board.
Exactly.
I think that resonates with people, though,
Oh, for sure.
because it feels more authentic.
Yeah, you're not just another number on a spreadsheet.
Right. It's not just about the bottom line.
Yeah, and like I love how they don't limit themselves to just music and skateboarding either.
Yeah, they've mentioned like beard care and
Yeah, and family stuff.
it's like, who knows what they'll do next?
Right. It's exciting.
It is. It
Yeah.
keeps you guessing. But do you think that unpredictability could work against them?
Like maybe make it harder to build an audience.
Yeah, because it's not as clear cut what their channel is all about.
That's true. But then again, maybe that's what makes them so interesting.
That's a good point.
Like it's a choose your own adventure channel.
I like that.
And there's still like a common thread, you know?
Definitely like that family dynamic.
Yeah. And their sense of humor.
Yeah, those jump scare pranks they do had me dying.
Oh my God, those are hilarious.
Yeah, you can tell they're just having fun.
Exactly. And I think that's what people connect with ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're not just making videos, they're making like a whole world.
And they're inviting us in. Which brings us back to that whole organic growth thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be a challenge doing things their way,
Oh, for sure.
especially in the long run.
Right.
So, like, what you think? Can they actually make it work
It's a good question.
without selling out, you know?
Yeah, like without becoming what they're not.
Exactly.
I mean, it's definitely risky,
Totally.
but maybe that's the point.
You think?
Like maybe that's what makes them stand out.
It could be, like, being the opposite of what everyone else is doing makes them more noticeable.
Right. Because everyone's trying to game the system.
Exactly. And they're just like, hey, this is us.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah. And it's refreshing.
It is.
It makes you wonder if there's another way to succeed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like not just chasing numbers and algorithms.
It's like a different definition of success.
Exactly.
Yeah, like maybe success is just being yourself.
And doing what you love.
Exactly.
And sharing it with the world.
And if people connect with it, great.
Yeah. And if not, that's okay too.
You're still doing your thing.
Right. And I think that's what the Hairy Durdles are all about, you know?
Golly.
They're not afraid to be themselves, quirk and all.
And I think that's inspiring.
Yeah, it is. It's like they're saying it's okay to be different, to be passionate, to embrace all the things that make you you.
Because that's your niche.
That's your unique voice.
Exactly.
So yeah, the Hairy Durdles might be onto something really special here.
For sure. And it makes you wonder, what could happen if we all just embraced our own weirdness a little bit more?
Right.
What if we all just went for it?
What kind of world would that be?
A more interesting one, that's for sure.
Definitely more authentic.
And way more fun.
Absolutely. So yeah, the Hairy Durdles, they're not just a band. They're a movement.
A family?
A philosophy.
All of the above.
Yeah. And they remind us that sometimes the best way to stand out is to just be yourself and let your freak flag fly.
Preach.
All right, everybody, that's our deep dive on the Hairy Durdles. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel and let us know what you think. Until next time.
Rock on.